Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Game Room.
We all need therapy. Yay!
We all need therapy. Yes. I'm your patient today, Michael McLeod. Joining me, as always, is Dwight Robinson.
Going on?
What's up, man? And the one that probably needs the most help, Jonathan Duffer.
I'm the impatient.
Blink,
You're the
blink
patient.
twice.
I'm the impatient.
Blink twice if you need help.
Blink, blink.
blink.
We're just more help than that. I'm gonna blink 3 times. Blink.
There's discussing the merits of Lego sets as therapy tool.
Very therapeutic.
They are, except for what they do to your bank account. Yeah, and well, your hands hurt, and then you look at how much money you spent, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's probably, as we were saying, it's probably cheaper than actual therapy.
Probably cheaper than actual therapy, yes. And you don't get any sassy talkback. You just be like, yeah, all right.
Except I did buy Soundwave, and Soundwave does talk back to you.
Oh. He actually does.
He does.
Does he tell you you're a failure?
Well, he doesn't talk back to you, but he talks to you.
He talks to you. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, he doesn't talk back. That's good. That's a good way of putting that. Yeah. That's a cool. I know. What have we got? Like Optimus Prime,
Bumblebee, and Soundwave so far. But
Soundwave
is the only one that has a little sound thing in it.
Smart brick type deal situation.
I
don't know if it's called a smart brick.
It's before the smart brick, but I mean, it just plays sound. The smart brick
wanted
is
to
like
call.
Way more advanced.
I wanted to call Bumblebee Beetleborg so bad.
Beetleborgs.
Right there. It's like different thing. Man,
completely
you remember
different.
Beetleborgs? Those are so cool.
Here's a fun piece of trivia. So I haven't watched. I watched like some of Beetleborg's Metallics.
Which
I don't
is
think
the
I ever
second
saw
season,
the whole
right?
thing.
Yeah,
sort of, yeah. But I was watching a Power Rangers thing, and I don't remember what it was. It was like a Power Rangers special or something on YouTube. And I saw the villain. It pans over to the villains, and a couple of the villains are wearing Beetleborg suits, like costumes that the Beetleborg protagonists wore. And I was like, what in the world? And so I looked it up, and apparently when they filmed it, they were having trouble getting the costumes from Japan to film the the shots that needed live actors, like the American actors.
Okay.
So they just reused pieces of the Beetleborg suits to make those actors because they had those.
That's funny.
So they just reused those, and they're like, all right, well, whatever. It still looks,
the kids aren't gonna notice. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and we didn't care, and we didn't notice. We just were having fun. Man, those were the days. Those are really the days. I know you don't watch Detective Conan, but there's a Power Ranger-esque cartoon that all like the actual kids are, because he hangs out with like actual elementary school kids, and his name is I think it's like the Masked Yaiba or something like that.
Okay,
and it's so I look at it, I'm like, yep, that was us. We were super into stuff like that.
Yep. I was not, because I was not allowed to watch Power Rangers because it was too violent. But the Beetleborg stuff came on before my parents woke up, so I watched.
Watched
some of those.
Yeah, we also weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers when I was younger, and we snuck and watched it anyway.
It's not good to watch.
It came on right after Beast Wars.
It's because it had demons and
whatever
stuff in there.
Yeah,
VR Troopers came on real easy, right? Real early. Didn't VR Troopers like super early? I remember that before the bus.
I remember I saw like a bit of VR Troopers, and I saw like I think it was the transformation sequence or something when they get sucked into the VR world or whatever, and I was like, that looks dumb, and I never watched it again.
It was bad when it looked dumb back then.
Yeah. That was just like, no.
All right, we've deviated a little too far, too long.
Have we though?
We got to do it a little bit, right? Those were the days, though, man. There was a Power Ranger game recently. We need to talk about it at some point. But this is a video game podcast.
One came out recently?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Dwight's played it. I've played it, and so you need to
Mhm.
play it. Then we can all talk about it. But
I don't know about that.
it's we'll talk to it. Maybe I'll play it this week and we'll have something to talk about next week or something. But what have we been doing this week, Dwight? We let's just keep the same order we roll with. It's been working out. I gotta know what
Um,
rushing beat X is because it sounds cool, but I don't know what it is at all.
Yeah, Rushing Beat X Return of the Brawl Brothers, which is a long ass name.
Are Brawl
It's a beat 'em up.
Brothers still a thing beforehand?
Yes. So this is like a revival of like an old series, and it's funny because I never heard of that series of Brawl
Okay,
Brothers, but
so it's
then when
not
I
just me
actually
then.
looked up what they were, I was like, oh, I have heard of these, and I've played every single one of them, which is pretty
Oh.
funny. So it's they named it Rushing Beat X Return of Brawl Brothers because Rushing Beat was the name of the series in Japan, and in the US they changed all the names, and I think one of them was called Brawl Brothers or whatever.
That's so hard to say.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I
So
have to say, when you started talking about this, I didn't have the document pulled up. I thought you said Russian beat X. And I was thinking, what? So now I see it like, oh, rushing beat X.
so this is there's all three of these games are Super Nintendo games, and
I see them now, and I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah.
I know what this is. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like all three of these games, they were on. So the funny thing is, they were a series, but in the US versions, they not only changed their names, they completely disconnected them and changed all the names of the characters for every single game. So they're
Really?
just three separate, unrelated beat 'em ups that were on Super Nintendo. Like all
That's
the
great.
characters, even though it's the same characters, they changed them all every single time, so that they would be
Huh.
unrelated to each other. Makes no sense. So the names of the games were Brawl Brothers, which I think is the first one, Rival Turf, and then the Peacekeepers. So,
Jesus.
which is so dumb because when you actually look at how they string together, it's like, oh, this is absolutely obviously like a series of games with the same looking characters. So, anyways, that's besides the point.
You just thought
This,
everybody was copying each other at the time.
yeah.
Right.
So this game, and they have those games on the Nintendo, I was about to say eShop. The
Online
Nintendo,
thing.
I was about to say Virtual Console.
I mean, it's the eShop.
Yeah,
It's
the virtual
NSO,
consoles.
whatever
Yeah.
you
The
want to call
NSO,
it.
whatever the hell.
yeah.
So they have those games on there, so you can play them for yourself. But anyways, so this is a sequel to those games, and it's so funny because this is like a direct sequel to the second game in the series, apparently. And while you're playing this game, they directly reference shit that happened in the other games, like it
Yeah.
just happened yesterday.
Oh, like you're caught up. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're caught
Okay.
up. And it's so funny. But the thing is, the way that the dialogue is the most expositionary dialogue I've ever seen in my life. It is so funny. But the thing is, it's obvious they're doing it on purpose because they know that you don't fucking know what the hell happened in the last game. So they over explain everything. It's just like those complaints about like Netflix shows or modern movies and TV shows now where their two characters are talking to each other and they're explaining the entire plot up until that point in every
Yeah.
conversation.
They start
They do
their
that.
sentences with "as you know." It's like, well, if we
Yeah,
know, then
yeah.
why
It's
are
like,
you,
oh,
They-
you
you-
why are you
remember
saying it
this
out
guy?
loud?
It's like, you remember this guy, the ninja, full name, blah 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 blah, who worked for blah 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 blah, and he was a part of this incident that happened, blah 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 blah, and here or whatever. Everything,
That's
every
great.
five seconds is fucking hilarious. But and the dialogue is just really, really self aware and everything in general. And anytime they have like a flashback, they have like Super Nintendo screenshots of
Oh,
the old
really?
game for the flashbacks.
Ha!
It's like,
That's
oh,
great.
I remember going across this bridge before, and it has like a screenshot of them running across the bridge in the Super Nintendo game,
That's
which is
awesome.
just fucking hilarious. I love
I
that.
love this.
That's funny.
So, and the combat system is actually pretty good. It's really fun. There's also like 5 or 6 characters to choose from, and and it's co-op. I don't know if it's online co-op or not. You can use Game Share, and I think you can use Game Share even with the Switch One if
Oh, it's
you
on
wanted to
everything.
do that. So yeah, it's on a bunch of different stuff. So I don't know
Xbox,
how expensive it
PC.
is because I just rented it.
I was gonna ask how you acquired this. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm literally I think at the last level right now, And it's funny. The story, obviously, it's not spoiling anything because it's like a beat 'em up story. But there is cloning, cyborgs, robots,
Of course.
mutants,
Duh.
ninjas, maids, um,
Maids.
wrestlers. What was it? Underground punks. There's it's all sorts of
So
shit.
everything is in it.
All of the cliches, every of the cliche is in this game, and they're all tied together. And it's this ridiculous conspiracy, and it's so funny because the way they talk about it is just like it's this super serious conspiracy they need to get the bottom of or whatever. It's like, oh no, these like mutant frogs are coming in here with the bio clones or whatever. We're gonna have to figure out who's doing all this mess, and it's so funny. And I think the best thing about it, which I think is very underrated, is that in most games, if there's a whole group of people that's like, going through these levels, especially older games, like Streets of Rage, for example, right? You're playing as one or two characters, but you never see everybody else as you're actually playing the game until like the very end. And here, the entire crew is always with you, and they're
Oh,
in every
really?
cutscene.
Huh.
So as you're playing, you're only playing with one or two people, but they're in the van, right? And then during the level, the van will pop back up, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna go in this direction. You take care of these guys, and we're gonna close off the retreat." And then they leave and then do whatever, and you're playing as the one or two characters you're playing, and then they come back in the next cutscene to like reconvene. So there's always an in-story reason for why
Why
the
they're not there?
rest of the crew
That's
isn't
something
with
I've
you.
never like questioned ever as to
Yeah.
why, like,
And it is when I was looking, I was like, oh my god, that's actually a brilliant idea. Why the hell
yeah.
does nobody else
Huh.
do that? So, and it is great. And when you change characters, and of course, it changes depending on who you're playing as. Like the cutscenes all change up and who they're talking to. And if the person you're currently playing as has some sort of link with this particular mini boss, they'll like say unique stuff, dialogue, whatever. There's actually a lot of dialogue in this game and a lot of cutscenes, which is pretty interesting. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a little different than most other beat 'em ups. And it's absolutely worth a play.
I looked it
Um,
up. It's $20 on Steam and 22 digital on every other um, storefront. There's a
yeah.
physical copy. It's like $55 on Switch 2 and like $45 on PS5. It's just like digital, sure. Digital
Yeah.
half the price. That
I
sounds good.
I will say though, this game, thank God it has unlimited continues, because when you get close to the end of the game, oh my God, it is the cheapest bullshit. The cheapest. Because there's no way. I want to see somebody get through this whole game in one life. I just want to see it. There's no fucking way. Every cheap shot that you can think of that's ever happened in a beat 'em up game or like a fighting
They
game,
do it.
they do it. Like characters that just blow through everything that you're doing to grab you immediately. Like they're not even close to you and they're already grabbing you and suplexing you. It's like, how the fuck is that happening? And you can see the character, like the computer players. If you get knocked down, you can like press a button as you're getting up to like to attack or whatever. They're mashing the button because there's times when I'm slightly off center and I can see the computer, the enemy jumps up and it starts mashing an attack button to try to catch you before you get close to it or whatever. And I'm
Damn.
like, what in the hell? And like, they'll be pointing in the complete opposite direction. And I'll come up behind them. They immediately turn around with some like
Yeah.
crazy ass attack that there's just no way you would have been able to do that if you were using a controller. And it's like it's pulling out all the SNK super boss stops on this bullshit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I mean, it's still fun to play. And it has unlimited continues, so I've died
Yeah.
like 10 times in a single fight before because it's so ridiculous when it
Just
gets
keep
close.
slamming your head up against a wall. Eventually, you'll
Yeah.
so.
I mean, there's plenty of ways to cheese it, and if I beat this game, I'll probably go into that or whatever. But yeah, so there's that. Um, the other game I've been playing, same one that I've been playing for the past couple weeks, Baldur's Gate 3. The only
Still
reason
on
why I
that?
put it back up here is because um so we brought another person in. So now it's three of
Ooh.
us playing. And when I was playing on Xbox, and I think I mentioned before that it's surprisingly crisp on Xbox. It runs at
Oh yeah,
60
it's a good looking
FPS.
game.
It's very crisp. The normally when you play a really good looking game on Xbox, there's some compromise. Either it's blurry as shit, or like it's not running at 60 or whatever. It's running at 60. Is very crisp, very nice. The problem though, it keeps on crashing, and there was a specific crash that happened when we were playing. It was in a dialogue tree that I was talking to the character Gale or whatever with my created character, and on the second prompt, and it was like the second option, the second decision point in that conversation, it would crash every single time at the same point. We went through three times and it did it. And so I just had to, try again when they weren't joined and then picked a different option, like just to get past it, and it worked. And I was like, well, what the hell is this? It was just weird. And there was another
like trigger. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple other places where there would just be like the whole game would just shut off and kick me back to the dashboard. So I don't feel like dealing with that shit. So I ended up getting a PC copy, because it's on sale right now, I think for like 40 or whatever. So I got a PC copy, and I've wanted to do this from like a while ago, just to see how it played on there. And I just tested a little bit ago on GeForce Now, because of course my PC can't run that shit. But tested on the GeForce Now.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
It's running at like 120. Yeah, but my computer can't run it. Not that bad for you. It's not the same.
Well, I'm just saying it's well optimized. I'll put it that way. Like it'll run and look good on a Steam Deck. So
yeah. So so it's running at like 120, everything maxed out. Looks great.
Wow.
The controls, and it's funny because I see people say all the time, "Oh man, the controls are great on gamepad." No, they're not. Not really.
They're right. I mean, they're functional.
You can do things, sure, but this was definitely not like it's very, I wouldn't say obtuse, but it's definitely, I was expecting like Divinity, like the way the Divinity controls is very easy. BG3 is not very streamlined on console, and it gets me fucked up all the time. But it's not terrible. All the stuff is there. It is kind of some of the shortcuts are weird. Like to be able to highlight everything, you have to hold in the right thumbstick or whatever, and then to sneak, you're holding down the down button. But if you just tap the down button, it does something else. Same thing for left and right on the D-pad. I accidentally choose the wrong object and try to open up a chest that I'm not supposed to open in front of like a character who's like watching me and making sure that I don't open it. Because it's a red outline. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to talk to this person, and it just like opens the chest. And they're like, nah, you better not open that chest or you're gonna go in jail. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not trying to do that.
It's like, watch me.
Yeah, it was definitely made for PC.
It was absolutely made for PC, which is usually not an issue. But so it's kind of weird. It's like, man, are we back in 2006 with some of these controls? Like, Jesus Christ.
Does it not support mouse and keyboard on the Xbox?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know. A lot of games, well, some games do, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah. It's like a quick Google
but
search.
I don't think I'd want to play with a mouse and keyboard like anyway. So I really don't like using a mouse and keyboard. But even stuff like highlighting all the objects, because like, of course, my friends that are playing, they're on PC, so they're like, hey, well, I hold this button to highlight all the objects. I don't know how you would do that, and I'm like, I don't know either. Like, I have no idea. Anyways, other than that though, still doing good. Still a great game. So yeah.
You're actually gonna get through it, huh? Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Right now we're just in the fucking around phase.
I mean, I played it for like 25, 30 hours. I played a lot of it on Xbox, and I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't have the crashing issues like you, but again, that could have been, it's like one of those things. They try to fix one bug and introduce 10 more.
It's possible that it's just because of co-op or something, like because we were playing co-op. I don't know.
The game is so complex. I mean, there's practically no way for them to squash all the problems without just an insane amount of time and effort. So, I don't know. Good stuff, though. I want to get back to it, and I will one day. But it will not be this day. I've made that joke so many times.
Yes, it will.
It's all right. So I'll run through mine real quick. Sticking with the trend of playing one retro game and one like more modern game this week, although I kind of cheated a little bit, but that's okay. So I can do what I want. Stop me. Um, I did. I've
Take
been
the
sitting.
shot.
Yeah, take the shot. I've been sitting on this game, and Dwight probably knows it, and again, Jonathan probably doesn't. It's called Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. I don't even
I've
know if
heard of
Dwight
it.
knows. It is not.
It doesn't sound familiar.
It's like very like no one talks about this sort of. I haven't heard anyone talk about this game like ever, but I've had it forever. Um, Interestingly enough, not on PC because I was like, oh, I'll just see if it's on PC. It's bound to be cheap by now. It probably look way better than the Xbox 360 or PS3 versions where it came out. It's not on PC at all.
Nah.
But it's interesting. You play as this little thief guy, and I guess there's like generic bad things happen to the world or whatever. I'm not really like it's kind of unclear. Like I'm sure they explain it, but it was like, oh, the bad things happen and
Oh, yeah, I have seen this game.
yeah. You've
I didn't
seen it, but
recognize
you
the
probably
name, but
never
yeah,
played it.
not at
Yeah.
all.
So they another thing they don't explain either at the beginning because you're this thief guy and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get the Majin to help me fight the bad inky black darkness things that are taking over. The main guy can talk to animals. They do not explain this at the beginning. You're supposed to infer it by talking to the animals. Fine, all right. But the first animal you see is this rat, and he almost has the exact same voice as the main character. Like, it's a poor choice because I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Who is talking? Like,
He's
I'm
just talking to himself.
so confused there for a while, and no one's mouth is moving because it's like, I guess unless it's a dedicated cutscene, they just have like sounds coming out. I'm like, what is happening here? But I eventually figured that out.
I was just gonna throw in really quick. This game has the same issue that I have with like a lot of games of that era or whatever. The promotional materials and like a lot of the art of this game looks really good. Like the art style
Yes.
looks pretty
And then you
damn
look at the
pretty
game.
sweet. And the game itself looks like ass.
It doesn't look like ass. It
Well,
looks
it
looks appropriate for the
in
time.
comparison to like all the really cool art and some of
Yes,
the and all
but
that.
if
It
you
just
are,
it looks so plain.
I don't know
like
what year
compared to
this
that.
was. I want to say it was probably 2010 or ballpark around that area, right? So like, if you were in that era, you should know it was not going to look like that promotional shit. Like
Even
that's
the
not. This
cover
looks
art.
too good, and
It's
it's
like
not possible.
what is this?
Anyway,
Oh man.
it controls about like you'd think. It's real jittery. There's some weird like control choices. The Majin talks, by the way, and he sounds. He shouldn't talk. I'll just put it that way. He comes off like of mice and men as he's real dumb, and you have to direct him, and he's like, "Oh, I did a good thing." It's just like,
Oh
stop,
dear.
stop, please. I helped. Pretty much. That's him. Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is a thing. Uh, and there's like some scenarios where you have to get him to do stuff. Like, he's bigger. He's like a big golem type, or golem. I guess golem is Lord of the Rings. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So he'll be like, "Oh, go lift that gate for me." He's like, "I need help," and you go over there with little scrawny ass arms, and suddenly he can lift the gate. I'm like, okay, that don't really make any sense, but okay. I don't know if I'm going to continue playing this game. It's a little weird. I've been sitting on it for a minute. And it's a little weird. I don't know if I like it. So
what I can't get over the fact that the PS3 like the PS3 and Xbox covers I'm looking at, they have the guy like the main character walking in a certain pose and like a walking pose.
yes,
The pose is exactly like the fool in the Fool's Errand. If you look up the cover of that, I mean, it is exactly the same.
I want to see it now. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, just Google the Fool's Errand. You should see like the screen, and
I
not the
wouldn't
cover
be
of the box,
surprised.
but
Yeah,
the screenshot of the main title. It's
okay.
exactly the same.
I'll have to check it out. I would say don't bother. It's very of its time. I'll say it's not awful, but it's very of its time. I may have enjoyed this more back in the day. But right now, I'm just like, no. Also, another thing too, he doesn't acknowledge where you're at all. So like, you could be standing on like a cliff, and if he needs to get to something that's in the path of where you're at, your ass is going off that cliff. Like, he's not gonna stop and like walk around you. He's just gonna nudge you off. So there's been a couple times I fell, and I'm like, okay, then sure. Only other thing I played, Fatal Frame 2 remake came out, and that's I like Fatal Frame 2. I don't know if you guys have played Fatal Frame at all or know what it is.
No, I
I
know
played
what
the
it
demos
is,
a
but I've
couple of
never
times.
played it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a Bookum
and I
game
played
where
the
you
demo
take
for this
pictures.
game
Oh,
too.
okay. That's like you played the demo. This game got rare quick, by the way. A physical Xbox copy got rare real fast. So I'm glad I picked it up. Like over $100 on eBay quickly, and it came out like a month ago. I played a little bit of it, and yeah, it's Fate of Frame 2. It's good. I forgot this game already got remade on the Wii, and we never got it. But it's actually its second remake. It's widely considered to be the best of the Fatal Frame games because it actually has like a plot, like that's not terrible. So
Yeah.
And I'm playing through it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember what was going down. This is enjoyable. I recommend you playing this if you have an interest in the series. It's a good entry point. And I popped in the original version, which I have. Also kind of a rare game. I didn't realize till I looked it up. And I forgot how janky ass the original is. It's all static camera angles. And there's like hold a button down. You have to hold the X down to run. It's just like, well, what? How did we play these games back then? It's sort of just I mean, it's of its era, I guess, but I don't know. There's definitely a case to be made for a remake. Like, I don't know. I find it hard to go back to stuff a lot of times. I don't know about you guys, but especially like if it's like I had for Game Club, I have Thief, right? And I know we're going to talk about that later. But like it doesn't, even though it's on mouse and keyboard, I'm not like super familiar with mouse and keyboard already, but it doesn't like control like most first person. Like there's like some weird stuff in there, and I'm just like I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around. I got there though, but I mean,
Interesting. I'm curious to know.
Well, I mean, I'm just like like I think like first person game on computer. I'm thinking like Left 4 Dead or Jedi Knight or something like that. And this is like just a little different from that sort of thing. So, but that's really all I've been playing this week. Minus a few little things here and there. But what you got, Jonathan?
Prey.
Why? What, you about to assault us or something?
Rain.
No, that's all I really had time to play this week was Prey.
Play Prey?
Still.
You play Prey? Play?
Yeah. Yeah, Prey. So, yeah, I don't really have much to say about it because I'm still playing through it. But I didn't get like super far. I finally got to a point where I need to go to the elevator and get to another level, which is really funny because so the next place you go after the main like starting area, the lobby and like all the offices there, the next main section you go to is the Arboretum. And I got that quest. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I walked out and I started to head that direction. And then I realized there was a side objective I hadn't completed yet. So I'm like, oh, let me go do that before I leave this area. And that side objective directed me to go to a different area, which is all the way at the opposite end of the of the elevator.
Of course.
So I'm like, ah, crap. So now, well, which one am I going to go now? So I can't even do both at the same time. I'm going to have to divert or just go to the main story. So yeah, but
I don't think I did all the side stuff in that game. It's been a minute, but I don't remember doing all the side stuff.
Yeah.
Did you run into that big monster? That like, oh my god, what the hell, big monster yet?
No.
Oh,
I did go on a.
spoilers.
I went on a spacewalk, though, and I went in and did the thing that I need to do in the spacewalk, and then I saw on my HUD there were like bodies floating, like unidentified corpses floating around in space. So like, oh, let me go find those and see what those are. And I got to one of them, and some kind of invisible monster started attacking me. I'm like, oh crap! So I'm like trying to run away from that thing. Like
That's what you
maybe I
get for
shouldn't
being
have.
curious.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have wandered too far from the initial path. But
Wow.
I have encountered a couple of larger monsters, but nothing like nothing of what I feel like you're describing.
No, I want to. Again, maybe I'm misremembering, but I want to say there's like one ridiculous, like you see it and you run sort of thing. Like I don't know. It's been a minute. Dang it! I want to play that game too, but I have already so many other games to play. So,
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't mention at the beginning of the episode intro because we were too busy talking about our therapy needs.
Yeah.
Later in the episode, we got hyped games that fell flat at launch, which we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about those.
I was gonna say later, as in like right now.
As in like right now. See you then. And we're back. Short break. I know, whiplash. Well, it's a short break for us. Typically a little bit longer. It's all good though. We didn't get to hear any Dwight IT stories. Save that for later.
Yeah.
You don't ever get to hear the behind the scenes, real greedy game room behind the scenes. I already did that one. Whatever. Anyway,
Smooth, distant out, really smooth.
did I mention
20 points from the Russian judge.
We're all very tired here. Did I mention that? So, but yeah, today's episode topic: hype games fell flat at launch. We were just talking about Prey and how that game was kind of tore up in the reviews when it came out because it was really, really broke. It was really, really jank, and a lot of people were hyped about that. But it got patched like pretty quick, and I don't know how you listeners fall onto this, like, you know, how responsible is the developer for putting out like a game that needs to be in a good state like at launch? Because Cyberpunk Dwight brought up, it's beloved right now, but it was awful, at least unless you played it on PC, like a good PC. It was not a game you could really get into at launch.
I mean, it's absolutely their responsibility for it to not be broken. I'm just wondering how much of that should account towards the
Review
score.
score.
Yeah. You know, and especially when it's issues that seem pretty obvious that this could be fixed in like a week, you know, or less than that some in a lot of cases. Because I mean, now you have games where like Cyberpunk and a couple others, and I'm sure on some review site somewhere it still has like a 4 or or 3 or something because it was broken, but it's like a 9 or so now because of
No Man's Sky was kind of the same way, where it's just like completely retooled. Oh, Crimson Desert, right? The Crimson Desert, I think maybe what needs to happen now. I think big sites like that, like IGN, we keep bringing up IGN. Maybe we need to adopt like a 30-day after re-review or something. I mean, that's more work on the people, but
I think that's never gonna happen because there are too many games in too little time.
I agree with you.
To do anything like that.
I think that case is a little different though, because the game wasn't broken, but it's just so different from like games that normally come out. It's kind of hard to review it because you play it, and there's plenty of people who will probably love the game, and there's a lot of people who's like, "What the hell is this?" and never want to play it again.
Crimson Desert. But specifically at the beginning, like I played it day one, and that shit was not broken, but like not very many steps away from being broken. I'll say that. Like it was actively pissing me off. Like it's just like stupid things, and they have fixed so much of it.
Yeah,
and I'm talking.
Now it works on Intel GPU, so there's that.
Now
it wasn't working on Intel GPUs. That's funny.
No, that was a whole thing. They just told people, they never said anything about whether it's going to work on Intel or not. And then when it came out and people tried to play it, it just straight up would not boot at all on Intel. And they put out the statement saying, hey, just let you know, this is going to work on Intel. So
Yeah,
go
by
ahead
the
and
way, we've already
yeah.
got your money, but
No,
you
they're
know,
saying, well, go ahead and try to get a refund from Steam or whatever if you have an Intel GPU. A lot of people complain about that because that's kind of say, hey, well, whatever, it doesn't work, get your refund. So I don't know who had the reins of the social media account at that point, but
Yeah.
someone else afterwards is like, well, we're going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. We'll look into it. And they actually did go back and implement like the
they
Intel
were
support.
they're super reactive with Crimson Desert, and it's hard to like
Mm.
be mad at them. But it's like I feel like if they would have just had maybe a little bit more QA time or like brought in some third party playtesters or something, like a lot of this stuff probably could have been squashed because they've been churning out these. I snapped into the mic. I'm sorry. They've been churning out these updates like real fast. So it's
Yeah.
like half the stuff that needed to be fixed immediately got fixed real quick. It's like, well,
Mm.
couldn't you have just fixed that? Like if like and not gave everyone a sour
Yeah,
taste in their
like
mouth right off the
before it came
bat,
out.
Right.
I mean, the playtesting thing is probably a big thing. It kind of it's kind of like Black Myth Wukong, where they're just not very used to
Yeah.
developing on consoles or whatever. It's like, do they even
Mhm.
have a lot of console playtesters or whatever that normally play on consoles, or is it just I don't know, like who actually playtested
I
that?
can't say for sure, but I gotta think that like the playtesters were people that worked for them.
Yeah,
Because like and
'cause-
they don't
yeah,
if you're used to looking at a project for the past 5, 6 years, like you
right,
don't notice these problems. This is
yeah,
normal to you,
yeah.
you know.
That's why a lot of places hire like they hire like
Yes.
outside contractors or
Yeah.
like a
Exactly. You
QA
make them sign
company or
an
something.
NDA. Now you do
Yeah,
have a bigger chance for like leaks and stuff like that, but
yeah, yeah.
that's why you make them sign some paperwork.
But yeah,
Anywho,
you get people who's never seen it before play it. That's the best way to
yes,
test it.
that's the
Yeah.
way to do it. Um, but yeah, Crimson Desert, Prey, they're not on this list, but I've kind of felt like it. They kind of fit a little bit here. A lot of
Mhm.
stuff that I made this list kind of just based off of like what was on the internet. A lot of
Mhm.
this stuff we're talking about has kind of gotten fixed. Like, and I didn't
Mhm.
want to put like Cyberpunk or No Man's Sky or
Yeah,
Prey I don't want to put this on this list because those did get fixed
yeah.
and they became beloved. But something
Mhm.
like I mean, some of these did get fixed, but I don't, the
So
argument could be made,
most of
you know,
these never like their reputations were never like
never recovered
fixed or
fully.
recovered or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
this is a decent list because all these games, yeah, I don't think anybody would consider to be great even now after being fixed. Which some of them I feel like is unwarranted, and a couple of them on here is absolutely warranted.
yeah. So let's I mean, we can go down the list as it comes out, or you could just jump around, whichever. But I put Duke Nukem Forever. That was the first game that came to mind on
Yeah,
here.
Yeah. Me
that was
too.
absolutely warranted. I did play a little bit of that when it came out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I was too young to be hype for this. I gotta say, like I knew of Duke Nukem.
I wasn't super hyped because just like you, this came out like in the 360 era. I remember hearing about Duke Nukem Forever for a long time because I remember seeing it in like PC magazines and everything. And obviously, I played Duke Nukem, like the 3D Duke Nukem games, when I was younger or whatever. So, and I remember seeing it max on PCs. Oh man, Duke Nukem Forever is going to come out and make you its bitch, or whatever the hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so it was when it was leading up to like when it was actually coming out. So it was a big thing. But I've never been like a super huge Duke Nukem fan, so I wasn't like
Oh,
counting down the
was it?
days or anything. But when it came out, and I think I rented it. Yeah, it was terrible. It was so bad, and it played like an early 2000s shooter, a bad early 2000s shooter with like 360 gloss all over it. And I don't know, you could absolutely tell that whoever has been making this game has not paid attention to anything that has been updated in the past like 5 or 10 years at that point.
Well, that
But
was the
even
problem. It was in
yeah,
development for so long, and then it
yeah,
stalled. That I mean, 3D Realms didn't even exist by the time it came out.
yeah.
That's why
But and
Gearbox got it, and
it wasn't
Gearbox, I
even
think they didn't have a lot of time to fix it before they had to launch it. So
and it wasn't even like it wasn't even in a good way. Like it wasn't even like, oh man, playing Unreal Tournament or Quake 2, but just with better graphics. It's like it was absolutely not a finished product. And yeah, just like you're saying, they just had to kind of put out what they had.
right,
And I think anybody else, if it was any other game, they would have just shelved it and it would just never would have came out. But because it was such a huge deal or whatever, they just put it out anyway. And I feel like they probably should have just, I don't know, repackaged it as like, hey, we're just gonna throw this shit out there.
yeah,
This is unfinished as hell. We're gonna slash the price on this or whatever, or we'll just throw it on Steam and you can do whatever the hell whatever you want with it.
they could have
But they
done it like
actually
they
try
did
to
with
sell it as a
do what they did with Paragon and just release it, and then
yeah,
release all the assets and everything for free. And like, hey,
yeah,
if you want to fix it, go
I mean, if
ahead.
there was a
yeah.
product to be made, then they were gonna do it.
Yeah,
So
they
Yeah.
sold it as a real ass game and sold it on 360 for full price and all that,
Yep.
and it probably immediately went straight to the bargain bin after that.
I think I bought it
I'm
for $20 on PC on like
I'm
a
trying to
physical copy.
find it. I can't find it. This is how I guess niche this is. There's a rapper from I guess that era. His name is Jace Hall. He's actually a video game publisher. I don't know if you ever heard of Jace Hall. He did a YouTube show called The
It
Jace
sounds
Hall Show.
familiar.
Yeah, you probably recognize him. He did a song called I Play WoW, and he did a bunch of like video game raps. He has one called Super
Sounds
Playa.
interesting.
Yeah, there's some of them are actually pretty jiggy. Anywho, he does a song called Super Playa, and I remember they're the typical rapper talk talking about having money and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I think one of his lines is we'll be broke when Duke hits stores. And I was like, wow. I don't know, that would make me think of that. I was trying to find the exact lyric, but it's a song's kind of cringy. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
Kind of like the end of Gears of War.
Oh God, no! Don't even. I forgot about. Yeah, it's about that level of cringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Don't
They
worry
had that
about
in a remake.
Yes, they did. Yeah. Anyway, you should definitely look up "I Play WoW" by Jace Hall and look up his show. There's one episode specifically. I know we're getting a little bit off topic, where he has all these like vintage Marvel comics, and he's gonna get Stan Lee to like sign them. And I don't know if this is a bit or like what the deal is, but Stanley spills coffee on all of
Oh
it.
no!
And he's like, "Oh, now it's like a super mega limited edition." I spilled coffee on him.
Was it the actual Stan Lee?
Yes,
Like
the
the real
actual
Stanley? Oh, wow,
Stanley.
nice.
Yeah, he spilled coffee on like a Hulk #1 or something. Completely ruined the book. Anywho, let's continue on. Sporspoken. Jesus. Jesus.
I thought you were doing a bit. That was
We've
I
said
was
Sporfoken for so many
Sporfoken.
times. Yeah, the
Sporfoken.
first time I'm sure was the bit, and then the other one is like, oh damn it, I can't say it right anymore.
Yeah, the first time was the bit, and it just
Okay.
I couldn't correct. That's the problem. This was shown at the PlayStation 5 like announcement, I think, right? Was it
I
then or was it
believe
like
so, or maybe close to it. Maybe.
my
I
God,
don't
look up
remember.
this trailer if you haven't seen this trailer, people. This game looked so awesome.
Yeah,
And then the game
Yeah.
came out and
yeah. See, what I was excited about this game because I thought that it was going to be the realization of that engine that Square had showed off
or
before.
Luminos, is that what it was?
Yeah, the Lumina engine,
Something like
whatever the
that.
hell.
It was the one they used for Final Fantasy 15, which looked insanely good at the time, and even
Yes.
now looks really good.
Yeah. And I remember the trailer they had shown before 15 came out, and it was like the girl and the dragon or something like that. It was like this
I don't remember.
yeah, it was like fire. It was a girl and a dragon, and there was like a lot of fire particles and everything. It was like a technology demo or whatever, a tech
Yeah,
demo.
just a tech demo, yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. It's like, oh man, on PS5, this thing's gonna be crazy. I thought it was gonna be like that level of tech demo-ness,
We
and
also didn't know like how
yeah,
powerful PS5 was going to be at the
right,
time.
yeah,
So we're
yeah,
like, damn, this is how this
yeah,
is going to look? No, that's
yeah.
not
That
how
was
it's
a
going to look.
basic ass game. So honestly, I think the biggest issue with the game it was that it was open world. I think that it would have been fine if it wasn't open world. If they had a more focused game, because the game itself is not bad, but there's zero reason to be in this giant empty world.
Well,
There's literally
the
nothing to do but
traversal
jump
mechanics were
around.
the reason. That was the whole reason.
Yeah,
But they
but
could
then
have
there's nothing to traverse to,
put
you
that
know?
effort into like making the combat better or more interactive instead. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. Because the narrative to this game, I don't think is awful.
it's not awful. No, it's not.
It's slow in some points, but it's not awful. It's just I
And
don't know.
everybody that exists in that world is literally in this one town.
That's true.
Pretty
Yeah,
much. Like
yeah.
they're all in just one in this one town. So there really is no reason for there to be this giant open map. And I don't know, you just wander around, you attack stuff, and then you go back to the town, and then yeah, I don't know. Like they got
Not
so caught
an
up in
yeah.
the traversal shit that
Not an awful game, but I'm gonna pull a modern vintage gamer and just mistakes were made. That's
yeah.
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 That's next two games Jonathan at least has some sort of history with. We all tried to
Yeah.
play Redfall together. And I
Yeah.
remember the trailer for this. Now okay, so a little bit of context here. We already kind of knew Redfall was when we started it. It wasn't like we were going in blind. We already kind of knew. We're like, yeah, let's give it a shot.
Mm,
Let's just try.
mm.
Um, but and I don't even want to say this game was that hyped. Like it was mildly hyped. But I
It
remember
Microsoft was
Well,
hyping the shit out of it.
I was about to say,
Microsoft
it
was
was
hyping it.
Microsoft's
Yes.
big
Yeah.
exclusive. Yeah.
I don't think that people were like
I was
you
hyped
know,
when I
super
saw
hyped.
the original trailer because
Mhm.
the original trailer did look really good, and I feel like if
Yeah.
that vision was realized, um, it would have been something else. Plus, I mean, it was Arcane, right? Isn't that who made it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Arcane.
Yeah.
That's some pedigree right there. I mean, but you could tell they didn't want to make this game at
Yeah.
all.
I kind of had a when they first announced it, it did look good, but of course it's like a cinematic trailer. Every cinematic trailer looks good, and then when you really think about it, it's like so it's a 4-player co-op where you're fighting vampires. Like, is this like another Left 4 Dead? It's like so Arcane is making another Left 4 Dead. It's like
Left for Unalive.
yeah, and the character designs looked really interesting. They looked really
Or
cool,
Undead. Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know what happened. Mistakes
Yeah.
were absolutely made with this game.
Yes.
Even after they fixed the game, fixed with all these patches and everything. Yeah, it definitely fell flat. It was bad.
Yeah.
I think that contributed to them closing down, didn't it?
Arcane's not closed, are they?
Didn't
I think
I
that
don't-
studio closed. That
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah.
Arcane.
That's right. It
It
was
was
that
Arcane. Was that
that
Yeah,
Austin?
like
like that
branch did close.
studio, yeah, got
Yeah.
Microsoft cut them off like right afterwards.
I feel like
After,
Yeah,
pushing them
Arcane
to make the
Austin.
damn thing.
I don't want to like get this too like modern here, but I feel like the direction they're going in maybe now is hopefully we won't see as much of that because I feel like they did a lot of stupid stuff around that, like they killing Tango Gameworks and stuff like that. It's like why? What have they done bad? What have they done wrong?
That was so
This is the
stupid.
dumbest decision.
I
It's just
I
like
don't
it's like you made these people make this Redfall game, and they're probably the
Yeah.
whole time going, "This is dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb."
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they're like, "Well, you didn't do well." It's like, "Well, we told you."
Yeah. That was really yeah. There's no way that it was Arcane's idea to do that damn
No.
game.
No.
Yeah, and then Tango Game Works. Oh my god, that was so stupid.
I'm so sad still,
Especially
to this day.
after hyping up that game, which I cannot remember for the life of me.
Hi-Fi
right now.
Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, and then they, congratulating it and saying like, "Oh man, this game is so awesome," and the critics love it, and it's making a good amount of money. And then, oh, we're sorry to say, we're laying off everybody, and we're seeing, selling this damn studio, or well, no, shutting down the studio. Somebody else bought it and saved it.
It was same people that did the Callisto Protocol. I forget their name.
Speaking of,
No, speaking of, that is actually, I guess we could just skip that.
yeah. Well, Andromeda is the other one you have on this list here. Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Andromeda.
well, I guess we could just keep in order. Mass Effect Andromeda. I feel like I'm the biggest hater of the group here.
Probably.
I don't
Probably.
know.
I don't hate.
I don't hate it as much as,
I don't
as
hate
you
this
do,
game.
Yeah.
and I don't think I hate it as much as most of the internet does. It's not.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
neither.
it has problems, but
Sure.
it's still a fine game. I think it's
I
not.
played
It's
it-
not a good Mass Effect game.
I would
Yeah,
say
we
that's
will
the
say that.
problem.
After they fixed
You're
it, though.
comparing it to the trilogy.
Yes, and you can't do that because it's not a good. It's not a
But
good.
you
Mass
can
Effect game.
because
But
it's
if it,
called Mass Effect.
If it didn't have, I think we've talked about this before. But if it
Yeah.
did not have the Mass Effect name on it, it would not have gotten as much hate as it did, and it would still be regarded as a pretty decent space game.
I do think there's a lot of things that this game does that improves aspects of the original trilogy. I know they love the story, they love the characters, and blah blah whatever. But talking about like gameplay wise, the areas that you can that you move around in, I think is an improvement because Mass Effect never had any
Gameplay
of that.
wise,
Yeah.
it is better.
The ability to pick and choose individual abilities to move them together instead of like having to stick with an entire class that has stuff that maybe you don't care about. That was also really sweet. Being able to freely move around and like dash and all this other
You can
shit
jump.
and jump and whatnot instead of always like roadie running everywhere
The
and
Shepherd
slamming up
Shuffle.
against
The Mass Effect Shuffle.
So I mean, there's plenty of improvements
We need to
that
make a dance out of
definitely
that.
made it better gameplay wise. But people didn't like the characters, and they didn't like the story, and that just like trumps everything. So they're just like, the game's trash, and it's like, okay, well,
I don't know. In
whatever.
comparison, it was not. I'm skipping the next one just to jump to Anthem real quick because it kind of ties into this.
Yeah,
Anthem is like the same thing, in my opinion, as what Mass
Yeah.
Effect. I mean,
yeah.
it's just that it was their next game or whatever.
Mm.
But I don't. Again, that was a lot of these were Google sourced, sort of lookups here. I feel like Anthem wasn't as hyped as the internet made it out to be. Yes, there was hype behind it. I was excited.
Yeah,
but
I was definitely excited. Yeah, I mean, I still up until it closed, I still love the moment to moment gameplay of Anthem.
yes,
and the actual gameplay mechanics because it felt like Mass Effect. It was Mass Effect, but you could fly anywhere. Like you're just Iron Man, Mass Effect, or whatever.
I also feel like the plot was fine, but the problem
Yeah.
was a lot of times it was like, oh, do you want to progress the plot? Well, here's this list of objectives to complete.
Yeah,
To get to the next like plot point, and some of them were not very single player friendly at all.
they did not know how to make a compelling forever game. And to be fair, it was still kind of early for other forever games because there was others, Destiny existed and all that, but there wasn't really like a set formula for that kind of thing. They tried to make a forever game and really didn't know how to do it. And I guess they figured, hey, if we just pad out everything in all directions, then it should be fine. And it's like, no, it's not. Because I mean, gameplay is fine, but like over and over and over, and then we're just collecting shit. And I think I got to a point where I was supposed to collect some stuff, and I'm like flying all over the map, and then like I just don't know where they are. And I have to like consult stuff to figure out, all right, where am I going to collect all this stuff? And you're just flying around.
That was the problem I was having too. It was like, I feel like it was supposed to be you're all okay. So if you were like squatted up, right, with like several people, I hate that I said squatted up, but whatever. I feel like a lot of this stuff would happen passively, but as a single player, I'm just like, where is this?
Just wandering.
Yes,
wandering
aimlessly. And then I'd get into like a little shootout or whatever, and I'm like, that was cool. What was I doing? And then
Yeah.
everything looked the same. It was all the jungle area, and I'm just like,
Mm.
I don't even know which direction I came from at this point. Like I'm so
Yeah.
backwards. Anywho,
The
um,
gameplay loop was absolutely lacking.
yes,
And
that
the
was a
story
problem.
was not interesting enough to keep you engaged. The
I
characters
thought the
sure as
story was
hell
fine. I
wasn't.
just didn't get to see enough of it. Maybe it was great. Who
Yeah.
knows? I
The
need to.
characters were not interesting at all.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't name it. I did have the cool N7 javelin armor though. It was pretty badass. I gotta say. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, but
Uh,
yeah, I mean the suits and everything looked cool, but that wasn't enough. So,
I
which is
put
sad.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 on here, and I know neither one of you really have much to say about this, but
Didn't even know that game existed.
so
I don't think I played it.
who is Tony Hawk exactly? No,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I love known people that know me or listeners know I love Tony Hawk, and I mean it was a huge gap between 4 and 5, and of course there were like little games in between or whatever.
Mm,
We learned real quick after 5 came out because it wasn't even made by Neversoft or whoever made
mm.
the other ones. The only reason this game exists is because they were going to lose the license for not making a game. It was absolutely thrown together.
That's a great
and
reason to make a game or
It
a movie
is
or
And a
anything.
movie.
garbage. It is the worst skateboarding game. I'd rather play friggin' like fucking I don't know. I'm trying to think of like
Another
Sketchy
bad
too.
skateboard.
like the PS1 skateboarding games that like predated Tony Hawk. I'd rather play
Yeah.
that than this.
X
This is how bad
Games or
this.
whatever.
Yeah, X
Action
Games.
Man.
This game is garbage though, and I absolutely hate it. So I mean, that's another fun thing about this. They were so in a rush to get it out. Only the first levels on the disc, and this is a common thing now, where like half the game's on the disc. This is this is like back in the day though, right?
Mm.
You put the thing in there, and you had to download the rest of the game. Like it just was not there on the disc at all. And this was like this was before that was a common practice.
Yeah, they didn't have the time to actually like put
They
everything.
literally
on
developed
whatever to
most of the
press it.
game like after the discs were printed. So
Jesus.
yeah, it is ridiculous. Couple of these I'm probably gonna skip. Daikatana, we all know. John Romero is gonna make you his bitch. We talked about before.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. I hear the Game Boy Color version's good, but I've never
Yeah,
played it.
I heard that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Back for Blood. Me and you tried. I'm pretty sure I remember.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead fans, and I was hyped for this. I have a physical copy of this. I bought with my own money, even though it was on Game Pass.
I was mildly hyped for it.
I was
So
hyped.
this game, and it's so funny, I don't think that this game is a bad game.
Nothing's wrong with it. It just doesn't
Yeah.
capture the same feeling.
It does not, and I think they went a little. This is another one of those times where people were like, "Okay, let's just do Left 4 Dead," and you know what Left 4 Dead was missing? More weapon variety. Let's just give you all the weapons and all these attachments. It's going to be so cool, and there's going to be this area where you can mess around with all your weapons and attachments. And nobody really thought to think about, do we need this for shooting zombies?
Simplicity works. Yeah.
Do we need like Call of Duty levels of an attachment system and like weapon variety for just shooting a zombie? It's like, no, you don't fucking need that. I remember playing this game and like looking at the wall of shit and like all these upgrades and everything and trying to like sort through it. And I'm like, why am I doing this?
I remember us specifically walking around that little camp or whatever.
Yeah.
And like just kind of goofing off, looking at all this stuff, and we're like, "What is
Yeah.
all this for? Like, where's the game at?"
Yeah, God, that was terrible. I think I was starting to fall asleep just like looking through that
It's like,
stuff.
is the
and it was
game
like,
gonna exist at some point? I do want to go back and at least probably play through the main scenarios, but I don't know when that's gonna happen.
I mean, the game wasn't terrible, but none of the characters were really interesting. Definitely weren't saying anything interesting, but whichever.
Again, we could skip a few of these. Talked about Anthem. Kingdom Hearts 3 I thought was good, but I mean, that had so much hype behind it. There was no way to like live up to.
I never played it, so I have no context for this. I only played the first one.
I'm interested to get to that because I will eventually get to it. And
have you played any of them?
I've played a little bit of the first one. But I don't have that level of like super hype for it. But I'm interested in it because Final Fantasy stuff is kind of neat, and Disney stuff.
So
I really like Disney stuff. So I mean, so
my
I think that my going in with my expectations not nearly as high as everyone else's will
that will
probably
help you a
help a
lot.
lot with that game.
My main problem with 3 specifically, and this is just a me thing, probably more than a you thing. Hey, there's like no Final Fantasy representation hardly at all in it. Like
Yeah, see, I don't really
minimum to
care.
zero.
I don't really care
Well,
about that.
no, that's fine. But
The Disney
also,
stuff is what mostly, but the Final Fantasy stuff
that's
is
another
more
thing.
ancillary to me.
The Disney stuff in this game is like I think you have Pirates of the Caribbean, and everything else is like Pixar. It's like Toy Story, Big Hero 6. It's like not any
I'm fine with that.
classic. Like you have Lion King and Aladdin and stuff in the other games, but they're not in this one. It's all like the 3D stuff. And
That's fine.
yeah, again, it's a me thing. It's not a you thing, but it really kind of disappointed me. I really wanted to go to, and again, we're thinking back
I
like
think I've seen someone else mention the fact that there's just like barely any Final Fantasy or anything in the game
there's
too.
like
Yeah.
Cloud is in 1 and 2, and you have none of those characters around. There's you nary a Final Fantasy reference in the entire game.
Interesting.
Well, see, and that's I don't get that. I don't get the going back to the Disney stuff. I don't get the disappointment because I mean, you went to a lot of those places in the other 2 games. So you don't want to just go back to all of the same places in the third.
I think what it was is those games were on PlayStation 2 and this was on PS4. So a lot of it was like I'm really hyped to see like what this is
they're
going to look like.
Yeah.
I see.
And
especially
when you have like all Pixar characters, they just look like how they normally look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As a grown up too, like it's not that I don't like Tangled or something like that. Like I've seen, it's okay. Frozen's in it. They're really playing into what was popular at the time, but like a lot of what I enjoyed was nostalgic Disney sort of stuff, and that is not there. So, Toy Story's there. That's cool, but that's about it. The end of it's real cool because there's a character they really wanted you. I mean, it's not knocked from Final Fantasy 15, but it's knocked from Final Fantasy 15. Like it's a cool little reference. You need to watch. You'll probably never see it. You should definitely watch the ending like secret.
I actually know what you're talking
about. I'll never
I did see the.
It takes a lot to get. just watch. Yeah. Just watch it on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy 15?
No. Kingdom Hearts 3.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to finish it.
Are you gonna 100%? I think you have to 100% this game to get this ending. It's not worth doing. I mean, do what you do, but I'm just saying it's a cool little cutscene. Let's see. You are crazy. I'll give you that.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Let's see. We kind of went over the Callisto Protocol. I think that's a fine game. Like,
what was the because I still haven't played it yet. But what was the disappointment about this game? I mean, besides
you played more, you played it right?
Mostly Melee.
Dover?
I played some of it. I need to get back to it. I just could not. Like, I played a bit of it. I played some of it. I got to like the Dome City or whatever, and I stopped to play something else. I don't remember what it was.
It's the same way.
And then I was like, I need to get back to it, and I just could not make myself get back to it. I just did not enjoy it that much.
That's probably what it is. Like, I don't really have a negative thing to say about it, really, so much. It's just like every time I think about playing, I'm like, I don't know. Just like
I don't know. It just doesn't grab me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain why. I don't know. I just can't. Beautiful game, and it's very visceral, very bloody. I mean, you would expect it's
very
creepy.
Heavy.
It is. Your character feels like he weighs more than he should.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It just feels like kludgy. I don't know.
Kludgy. It was from Frumpy, the game. Two big ones. Project Dark. Perfect Dark Zero.
Project Dark Zero.
Project Dark Zero. And Watch Dogs. Both of which, well, Watch Dogs was kind of like the lead up to the Xbox One PS4 generation. And Perfect Dark Zero was one of the first things shown for the 360. So they both kind of fit in that same realm of like, wow, this is the next generation.
So
Yeah.
Perfect Dark Zero, I remember the lead up to both of those, but Perfect Dark Zero for me was the one where I was super hyped because I loved Perfect Dark,
Yes.
and playing,
Perfect Dark's still
uh,
good.
yeah, playing GoldenEye and then Perfect Dark and then Time Splitters or whatever. I was super excited. I was like, man, definitely want to play this. And I remember seeing the first renders of this in like official Xbox magazine, like the anime looking one,
Yeah.
when like Rare was still trying to make it or whatever. And then they're like, oh man, it's gonna come out on the original Xbox. It's gonna be great, and then it didn't. It ended up going to like 360.
Supposed
When
to
it
come
came
out
out
on
on
GameCube
360.
originally, right? Damn.
Originally, yeah, and then
Yeah.
like the original Xbox, and then 360. And when I think I played the 360 version at like a friend's house or something
I've
at the
never beaten it.
time, and I couldn't even get past the first level.
I
Like,
just found
it
it
was so bad.
godly boring. Like
It was
it was
super boring, and it didn't even back then, it did not look good. It looked
no.
bad. It looked like an original Xbox tech demo. Like
Yeah, I did.
it was everything was just weirdly not chunky, but like it had this weird lighting, and it's like
Yeah.
everything had all these creases in it.
Yes.
It
Creases and fucking
was normal mapped to shit.
yes, that's what I was looking for. It was super normal. Like everything, even if it didn't need it. They were
Yeah.
like, you
It
know
was
what?
just like,
We can do this now. Let's and shiny. Everything was
yeah,
ungodly shiny.
super shiny, super normal map. It absolutely looked like an original Xbox game at just like a higher resolution. And it was super blurry because the motion blur was turned up to 1,000.
Yes.
So it was just it looked like an original.
It
It definitely
probably
looked like an
was.
original Xbox
It probably
tech
was. They
demo.
probably had an original Xbox build, and they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's map and shiny the fuck out of this. And the same thing with they did with Marvel Ultimate Alliance. If you look at an original Xbox
Yeah,
and
yeah,
360, it's the same game. I actually think it
mhm,
looks better on original Xbox because on 360 it's so shiny. Everything looks
yeah,
metallic. It's like
yeah.
there's no
That first slate of
Spider-Man
games.
does not need to look metallic. Like he's
Yeah, the
Maybe he's
first
got
slate
the
of
Iron
games on
Spider suit.
360
well,
was like
everybody's
all
got an
vector.
iron something suit on then,
Yeah.
including Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was super disappointed with that personally.
And what
The
Watch
other
Dogs
one is
was
bad.
Watch Dogs was it was the one where they showed off the game well
Mhm.
ahead of like we don't know what these systems are gonna be able to do
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like but we
Ubisoft
guess this.
Ubisoft led the charge on that because Watch Dogs
Or
and
Assassin's
with
Creed
Assassin's
Unity.
Creed Unity, they were like, "Oh man, this new generation is going to be fucking VR,
The bomb diggity.
it's going to be like the
That's what they
Matrix.
said, I bet.
It's just
Oh,
going to
no.
be super hyper real," and they completely overshot
Yes.
what those
So much.
systems were able to do. But yeah, I mean, if you've probably seen the meme for Cyberpunk where they showed like the initial trailers and they're playing like the Jurassic Park theme, and then they show the actual game.
It's on
Oh, it's
kazoos.
the recorder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just playing on
Oh,
like
the
a recorder
recorder,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely fits for
It's the super
that.
exact same thing. And my dumbass, like I think I gameflied it on probably PS4. Yeah, because I got the Xbox One like a little bit later.
Mm.
But then I decided the Wii U is the place to play this game, so that's actually where I played through the game at.
uh,
Does have a benefit. Your map's on your gamepad. That's the only benefit, but man, that game is rough.
essentially
Fun.
like the 360 version, but with like an extra screen, right?
That's all it is. Yeah, and it runs a little worse.
It runs
Well,
worse.
yeah, we only got a couple on here left on here. I'd say
Mhm.
this is a me thing. I think
Mhm.
everything after Reach, as far as
So
Halo goes.
define everything after Reach because I don't know the release time. on
Okay, so you have Halo 4, Halo
Halo 4,
5,
yeah.
Halo.
Infinite?
Was that the only three?
Yeah,
There might
4,
have been
5,
another
and
one.
Infinite. That
Yeah,
was
4,
it.
5, and Infinite.
it. Even
Unless you
four.
count
I
like
remember.
Halo Wars 2 or whatever.
I remember people
Eh.
hating on 5 and Infinite. I don't remember
Mm.
people hating on 4.
I
but-
think the reason why 4 gets so much of a pass is because 4 for an Xbox 360 game, because it did come out,
Did
looked
look amazing.
ridiculous. Like it looked
Yeah.
next gen. That game looked
Yeah.
insane.
It was really, really good
So
looking.
pretty.
And 5 5 and Infinite to me look like, and I don't know if people will agree with this, but to me they look like 360 games. That it looked like the 360 era Halo, but just like a little bit better. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I agree
look
with you.
like the kind of, especially Infinite, because even when they first showed it, people were like, "What the hell? That's what the game looks like." And I think that's kind of unfair because it does look really good and it is like a really large play area or whatever.
Well, remember that was
Um,
Yeah.
also Xbox One. It could play it too. So I mean, they were trying to be
Yes.
inclusive.
Yeah, it was definitely a cross gen ass game, but it's just like it did not look like a Series X game, and I don't even know
Yeah,
if how much better they would have made it be able to look if they just left the Xbox One out of that altogether.
I
Um,
wish. I don't know. I wish
there's
they would have done something more to like keep Bungie involved in that because once, and I don't want to
mm,
hate on like 343. They've done some good stuff, but like ever
sure,
since
yeah.
it hasn't been the same. For one,
So
it's repetitive as
yeah,
hell. Every enemy in 4 is like a shiny
yeah,
robot thing that's like it
it's a
gets
little
boring
monitor
quick.
robot. Yeah,
All the weapons also suck.
they're
All
all
their
just
weapons suck.
they're all just orange lasers.
All
Yeah.
orange lasers.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
5 is just like nobody. I guess five's like the outlier there. I guess it's like I didn't hate 5. It's fine.
So, I don't have the same level of hate for like the story and the characters. I actually like the story and the characters as much as I can or whatever. And the games are fine. I think for me personally, it's just that Halo's just not cool anymore. So
Yeah, that's what I say.
Mm.
After Reach, it just didn't have that wow factor.
yeah, they
Yeah.
keep trying to like make them and make them cool, and then they just haven't figured out how to do that. Honestly, I feel like they should probably just leave it alone for a while, or maybe just do something else completely. It's the same issue with Gears of War. It's the same issue with a couple of other franchises that Xbox has. They're like, man, everybody loves Gears of War. Let's make another
But I
one.
mean, at least
Like,
Gears like has unique set pieces and in different areas. Like, look at Halo Infinite, right? Halo
yeah,
Infinite. There's outside. There's like woodsy ass area, and then there's like in the bunker. Those are your two spots. Like
yeah. And it's calling it Infinite was just kind of hilarious. And
yeah.
like the trailers made it seem like, oh man, you could go anywhere, and it's just
Yeah,
like a big forest
but it
area. Like
all
the
looks the
entire
same.
game,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just forest.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I feel like they could. I don't even know what they could do to fix Halo at this point or make it not disappointing. And I don't think it's even like a Bungie not being involved thing. It's just that to me, the IP is just kind of ran its course. Like what else are they going to have Master Chief fight? Because the thing is, the enemies that they were fighting are not even really enemies anymore. So it's like now you have to
yeah.
invent a new enemy because they kind of wrote
I mean,
themselves in a
that's what they
corner.
did. That's what they did with. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something completely different.
Like, okay, we got orange robots now with freaking orange laser beams, and then
Lasers on their
nobody
heads.
really cared about that.
Yeah.
And then for Halo Infinite, they're like, oh, now we have all the fucking I forgot what they're called. Those
I don't.
enemies,
Oh, the
the
brutes.
brutes.
That was
It's
they're
like
called.
it's just all brutes all the time. That's the
Yeah.
enemies. Let's go. And it's just
What
like
what was the one that we were all making fun of? Craig? Was that his name?
Craig, yeah.
Brute Craig.
The because he was just like I don't know, he's just like a big brute, and he's the big bad of the games. Like, I'm a even bigger brute than before, and it's just like,
Yeah.
And his name was
this is
Craig?
your plan.
No, the internet named him Craig because
Yeah,
Oh.
and
there
he
was like
looked
a
really derpy.
screenshot. He was just like had the most, even though there was like an action scene, he just had this like flat expression.
Yeah, it
It was
was that
Brute
first
Craig.
trailer for Halo Infinite was bad. It was very
It
unfinished
was
looking.
grossly underwhelming. Yeah.
And they hyped it up to no end. And then when you're watching it, you're just like, what? Am I supposed to be
This is
hyped
it?
for this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they could do about Halo. They wrote themselves in their corner.
Well, they're
I-
gonna remake the first one and put it on PlayStation this time, interestingly enough. So, and day and date.
and
Uh,
I was just gonna add, this is one thing that I think a lot of people don't want to think about. Halo really wasn't that cool in the first place. And I don't mean the gameplay. The gameplay was great because it was on console and we didn't really do that
That's
before.
why.
The
Yeah.
story was
The story
never
was
that cool.
okay. I'm glad you
Everybody
said
say
that
that.
because I am on
Yeah.
the same page as you.
Okay, don't spoil any
Yeah.
story because I
We're not.
still
We're
want to
not.
play
We're not.
these. So okay,
We're
It's a
not.
big dude with a gun and he saves everybody. Like, what
I
there's
agree with
nothing
you
to spoil.
100% though.
I'm
Like I
just
feel
saying.
like
Yeah.
they developed all this lore after the fact, after it got
There's
popular,
so much lore, and
and it
the
doesn't need it.
lore. It's just not a deep thing. It's not. And then people are like, "Oh man, they're messing with the lore." And then they have a show like, "Oh, the show's not even that great because they're ignoring all this lore." And I'm like, "Bro, it's a guy with a gun. It's a dude in a suit with a gun. It was never deep. It was never amazing. It was never
Well,
that
that's the
cool.
thing. They tried to
It
make it
just
deep,
felt
and it's
cool
like I
playing
don't care.
it."
You played
Yeah.
Halo 1, right, Jonathan?
I played some of Halo 1.
Okay, so you didn't finish it, but you notice, I
No.
mean, it's pretty like light on story, like kill the aliens.
Yes.
You'll get to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
second one and you'll be like, wow. You could definitely tell they made money and like there's like
They
all this
started
like new
ramping up the
aliens and like
lore.
religious stuff going on, and you're like, stop. Like, you
It's
know,
really not that serious.
they
I mean,
made
it's
they thought it was. And there was like
yeah.
books all of a sudden, and some of them aren't bad. Like I've
Mm,
read The Fall of Reach, it's fine, but it's
yeah.
like it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got
Yeah.
a little bit of tangent on that one.
Gotta make a
I
whole
like
episode
Halo
just
as an
on that.
idea. I will play that new one for sure, but
Yeah,
at this, I'm
absolutely.
on the same page as you. I'm just like, I just want.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend that Master Chief is fucking Hamlet or some shit or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Like
I'm
how
not
some people
either.
do.
I'm
It's
not
like,
either.
he just needs to come back and just not say anything like the old games. It's like, okay, man.
Okay, well that'll go over great. Last game I have on here, Pokemon. This is weird, right? Because like Pokemon typically is just like prints money, but these did pretty badly. I mean, they did good in the
I
context of like most games. They did much better, but as a Pokemon game, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, like I don't know
don't
what to think
understand.
about that.
I don't understand this.
Mm.
I played Brilliant Diamond. It's a
I
fine
played
game.
Shining Pearl. Go
I
figure.
don't know. I don't understand why people hate it so much. People hate on the art style. I'm like, I think the art style is fine. It's different, but I mean, I had no problems with it. It was compared to, especially compared to Scarlet and Violet. I mean,
Yeah.
it plays a lot faster.
Well, yeah, it's a lot
Um,
more simplistic.
you know, I would have preferred that they had remade like whatever what was the combined one? Crystal, was that for
Crystal, I believe.
Diamond and
No,
Pearl?
well, Crystal was for no, that was Platinum.
No, Christopher was for Heart Gold and Soul
Yes,
Silver.
Soul Silver.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Whatever.
Platinum.
Platinum. Yes. I would have
Mm.
preferred they redid Platinum, but
Yeah, I was kind of weird
whatever.
they didn't do that, but okay.
It is.
Well, I mean, you know why? Could sell 2
because
copies.
they can sell two
Yeah.
copies. Yeah. But that's what they've done anyway. I mean, they didn't remake Emerald. They remade Ruby and Sapphire. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I really didn't. I don't understand why people hated this so much.
I don't hate the game. And I'm not in that camp either. Like I don't hate it at all. I think it's fine. But that is kind of like the problem the problem in and of itself though. I just think it's fine. Like it doesn't do anything to warrant the remake so much. Cuz yes, it looks better and it's in 3D, but like it's still the same perspective and there's hardly any there are additions, mind you. You have that like little cave thing or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, they have the underground.
the underground.
Actually
Is
I've
that
heard
it?
people.
Is that the only difference?
I've heard people say that that's actually pretty good. That
It's
little
cool. It's a cool idea.
like that the gameplay of that. I did not explore any of that.
I
too
think
much,
I
but-
did it like once or twice, and I'm just like, all right. I didn't beat the game. I didn't get back to it. I just was like, I was whelmed, to say the
whelmed.
least.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's the problem with it. Typically, a Pokemon game, once you get into it, like it's hard to put it down, or at least for me, like a mainline entry. With this one, I'm just like, eh. I've never just felt, eh. It's some sort of way. Like even Pokemon ZA, which is not a mainline one. Like I think we both played. I just actively don't want to play it. Like I feel more negative toward it. But this one is just like it's so dead in the middle. I'm just like I don't even think about it. I don't even think it exists half the time. I forgot this existed until I googled it. So
I can't forget it existed because I feel like I keep seeing people hating on it. Especially because that the company that made it is also involved in something else coming up. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's another Pokemon remake or something.
wasn't
And they were like,
developed
"Oh, don't
directly.
let them touch it because they'll destroy it." And I'm like, "People, shut up."
Who made this?
It's like Ilya or something like that.
Oh,
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. Don't worry about it. I was just to make sure it wasn't like Grezzo or something like that.
No.
Excuse me. ILCA.
ILCA, yes.
Yeah. What do they make? Oh, they made One Piece Odyssey.
Oh, did they?
Okay.
Interesting.
I like One Piece Odyssey.
Oh,
I didn't
I need to
finish
get
that
back
either.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just finished the One Piece season 2 of the live action show.
I didn't
was a
finish
great-
One Piece Odyssey, and I didn't finish. What was the one that was like a Dragon Quest? Is that Odyssey? That's not
That's
Odyssey.
Odyssey. That's Odyssey.
Is it? Okay.
And I say it's not really like Dragon Quest, but it artistically it makes me think of Dragon Quest. So I get where you're going with that.
And that's the one when you play with because that's not the single player Luffy game, right? That's the one where he has the whole party with him.
He has the whole party, yeah. There's
Gotcha.
oh my god, all the One Piece games, man. That's what is I know the one you're talking about where he can like go into like a third person thing and do like a punch and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I know the
yeah.
one. I know that one. That one's pretty good. And then the Unlimited World Red is pretty good too. Man, One Piece is like a anime that I can't really get super into, but I like the video games. It's kind of the same thing with Naruto. Like I love the video games, but the actual show, I'm just like, eh.
Okay, so they ILCA is part of the Pokemon Works, which is a joint venture with Pokemon Company to
I would hope so.
make more Pokemon games. So they're not going away anytime soon.
So it's a joint venture to make more money, is what you're saying, really? Okay.
Well, but they're I'm saying they're not going away anytime soon. They're going to be
No.
helping the Pokemon Company make games. Anything
gonna
that I guess anything that what's his face Game Freak is not is too busy doing,
Good
or
old what's his
is
face.
too busy to do, I guess.
I imagine they're working on Beast of Reincarnation pretty hard right now. So, anywho,
I don't know what that is.
That's
World
a new
Seeker
game?
was the game that I was thinking of.
World Seeker. Yep.
Yeah.
Beast of Reincarnation's a new Game Freak game. It's like a Souls like. It looks like a Souls like. I don't know if it really is.
It does.
Anywho,
Oh, they worked on Dragon Quest XI.
Yes, they did.
Hmm.
The Switch 2 version apparently of that coming. Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anywho, that's gonna be it for the list that I've come up with. I mean, that's a pretty hefty list. I think we've been going quite a while anyway. Does anybody have any recommendations for this week? I didn't really think of any. Anything anybody's got to just say? No,
No, I don't really have anything.
I guess I could throw in an anime that I've been watching. That I just finished watching actually. Not gonna spend too much time on that because
you're just gonna keep us suspense on what it is. That's...
Had to remember the name of the
Fighting
anime.
for Time. Okay, I got it.
And I watched it, and I really liked it.
We're good.
So it's called
was
Journal with Witch. It's a it is not a well, I don't watch a lot of shonens, so I don't expect it to be like a shonen or anything. There's actually a josei anime for like the story is fairly simple. It's definitely more of like one of those shows. There's more of like a character. It's like a drama, like a character drama or whatever. This chick who is a novelist and is in a small ass apartment. She's probably, I don't think it says exactly what her age is, but probably in her 30s or whatever. So our age, honestly. And her sister and her sister's husband died in a freak car accident.
Yeah.
And
15.
she ends up having to take in her niece, and her niece comes to live with her. Her niece is like 15 or whatever. Yes. Obviously, she's been super focused on like, her career or whatever. She's single. She doesn't she doesn't deal with that normally. So they kind of have to learn how to I guess like live together and
Coexist.
coexist and everything. And the 15-year-old, because it was such a freak accident, hasn't really processed the fact that her parents had just died. And so like her coming to terms with that and everything is also part of this story.
Sounds like a
So
real tear jerker.
not actually, no.
No?
I think I like the show because it is very it it really focuses on different people's perspectives of like what loneliness is or whatever, or like how some people consider something to be lonely, but other people like they don't really like having a bunch of people around them, so they wouldn't consider that to be lonely. Or someone who they can interact with a lot of people and everything. They always have people around them, but they still don't actually connect with anybody or whatever. So it's
Sounds like
it's
let's have a show.
it's very I feel like it's very realistic in how it depicts on some of this stuff. So the show is not really just like, oh man, they're dead and you're just crying about it, but it's just like how do these people interact with each other and stuff like that. I think it's very well done, and the dialogue is very naturalistic. I prefer watching shows with naturalistic dialogue as opposed to this like very weird like the I don't know how to explain it, but kind of like a stage show like dialogue or whatever, or
I know
like
what you mean.
expositionary style dialogue or whatever.
Yeah.
Like nobody talks like that in real life. You could tell that you are watching a show and they're reading
Right.
lines,
Yeah, I get
So
you.
I hate when they like this show is not like that, and I really appreciate that. There's really only a couple of animes that have naturalistic dialogue like that. So it's that's why I love this show. That's kind of shows I kind of gravitate towards that, and it shows more realistic depictions of people our age. It's just not it's not all middle school kids or whatever fighting a stupid ass monster or whatever. Like it's so it's just interesting.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend it. Journal with Witch.
I might check it out. That does seem kind of up my alley. Now I don't have a show watching right now. Like I say, I just finished One Piece, so I'm kind of on the hunt for the next thing. So next week, not next week. I say this every time. Next episode, we will have at least Joey on and potentially a mystery guest. Mystery, ooh, not a ghost. Although it could be a ghost. I don't know. We just talked about some Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. We're going to talk about all the Pokemon. We got issues.
All the Pokemons.
We got issues with Pokemon. We got a bone to pick. We haven't done one of these in a while, but how to fix Pokemon. What's wrong with it, and how to do us, the armchair developers, know how to fix it. So that would have been a great name for a podcast, by the way. Armchair developers.
Armchair developers. Yeah.
Damn. Missed opportunity.
I don't know if we have enough credence for a whole podcast called Armchair Developers.
I don't know, just like episode after episode of how to fix this.
Yeah.
Anywho. But yeah, we'll have that on. In the meantime, if you want to get in contact with the show, we're going to be on Gameroom Pod on Twitch, not Twitch, on Twitter and X, or X and Twitter are the same thing. Fuck. On X and Bluesky. Jeez.
Let's cut and rewind that and try that again.
No, we're just gonna plow on through here. If you want to, this show is, if you're listening on like a Spotify or iTunes or whatever, obviously podcast. But if not, we're also on YouTube. I have my own personal YouTube channel. It's Micmac Life. Podcast is also on there. Likewise, opposite applies as well. And I do stream on Twitch at Micmac IRL. Jonathan, where can people find you?
Enchantermon on all the things.
All the things.
Dwight, where do people find you?
dmoney8719. Also on all of the things. I haven't been playing a lot of multiplayer recently though, but yeah.
I've really been doing a lot either. I tell you, I lost my wallet earlier in the week, like Sunday. You ever lose your wallet and you can't find it for days? I don't know if that's ever happened to any of you guys. That is nerve-wracking.
I spent in the same place every single time.
Well, the problem is I got a new wallet, and it's like much smaller, and it was a solid color, and I misplaced it, and I found it on Wednesday. So literally Monday, Tuesday, and a good chunk of the day Wednesday, I'm looking for this damn wallet. So I didn't get a lot of gaming in this week. So absolutely nerve-wracking, but yeah, good life advice. Don't lose your wallet. And with that, we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
All right, then bye.